Hello and welcome. I'm glad you're here for this unique workshop. Just a quick mention, there were a lot of people asking a lot of questions and it went way too long and I repeated myself too many times in answering the questions. So I'm re-recording this from beginning to end. So it's as concise as we can possibly get it. It took a couple of months to put this workshop together. And this is the most concise, the most up-to-date information that you can possibly get on how to get your website, in other words, the traffic that you're already getting to your website, to convert into more booked jobs. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Today, we're going to be discussing how to optimize your website for maximum conversion. Our aim is to ensure that when your visitors to get to your site, they are compelled to either call you, chat with you, or book an appointment with you, leading to the highest possible conversion rate. We have found that your website's ability to convert can make all the difference between your website and marketing not performing and your website and marketing performing really well. So here's what we're going to cover today. This isn't going to be a super technical workshop. What we're going to cover are the strategies that have been well researched, tested, and proven to increase the conversion rates of auto repair shops' websites on the internet. To be specific, what we mean by conversion rate is how do you convert more of the potential customers that are already coming to your website into book jobs? Okay, that's the agenda, and that's what we're going to be covering. So now just let me introduce myself real quick. I'm the author of 2 books, The Ultimate SEO Guide for Automotive Service Businesses, How to Triple Your Sales in Record Time, and also Triple Your Sales and Grow Your Business, The Ultimate Internet Marketing Guide to Grow Your Business Online. By the way, you can get both of those books on Amazon, or if you go to my website, you can get those for free. If you go to autorepairseo.com. There's a link on there to get a free copy sent right to you. My parent company is Advanced Digital Media Services. We are currently Google's top-ranked website in the state of Colorado, Florida, and we've also just recently taken over the Caribbean. So if you type in SEO in a city in any of these areas or an island, we rank higher than any other company in the world. We're not the biggest company for sure, but what really sets us apart is we decided that it would be a really good idea. Well, actually, it was my wife's idea. It would be a good idea to rank our own company for our own keywords before we went into the marketplace to help shop owners like you rank your company for your keywords. I hope that makes sense to you. So anyway, we are the producers of Top Shop Podcast. So I started the podcast not that long ago. And we've already interviewed quite a few industry leaders and have a lot more lined up. We look for auto repair shop owners also that have been in business for 10 years or longer and interview them, because only 4% of shop owners make it past 10 years. So if you know anybody, or if you're listening and you are a shop owner and you have been in business in 10 consecutive years, then go to topshoppodcast.com and apply to be a guest. Golden Wrench Award. And we're the issuer of the Golden Wrench Award, recognizing people who have made significant contributions to the automotive industry. We saw that there were a lot of people that were in this industry that deserve recognition. If you or someone you know has made significant contributions to the automotive repair industry, the automotive aftermarket industry, or services industry, please go to goldenwrenchaward.com and nominate them. We need at least 3 to 6 nominations before we actually start the process of choosing someone to receive an award. We've got a great workbook, which makes it possible for you to easily track along in this workshop with me. If you're watching, go ahead and grab that link right there, or pause this recording and go to that link right there and download this workbook, because we want to make this an interactive experience where you don't just walk away listening to some information. You come away spending your valuable time to listen to this workshop with actionable steps that you can immediately take to convert more of your website's visitors into paid clients and book jobs. And another thing, just real quick, after you download the workbook, we want to make this yours, okay? So I don't know if you know how to do this. You download it on your computer, rename the file something like your auto repair shop workbook. And that way you can take notes and you can refer back to this information later as we go along. This is part of our overall digital dominance method. Please pay close attention to what you see here, because the top shops, the ones that have 100, 200 locations, the ones that have a dozen locations, the ones that are growing, we found they all have one thing in common. They all apply what you see here in this digital dominance method. We feel that to maximize your lead flow online, you need to have a great website built to convert, show up organically in the non-paid listings, drive paid traffic with local service ads if you're in Florida and California, and Google ads. Have retargeting in place, to be in front of those prospects that leave the page but don't convert. Have marketing automation in place. This is really big. Marketing automations is one of the hottest topics this year, because you want to show up in all the places that your clients and potential customers are looking. This is our digital dominance method to maximize lead flow online. Today, we will be focusing on your foundation, which is your website, to make sure it's built to convert. This is the bottleneck at which all of your other marketing will either perform well or not perform well. So it's not just some theoretical mumble jumble that we're about to discuss here, folks. We've actually achieved real tangible outcomes by working with companies like yours in the automotive industry. Our goal for today's session is to ensure that you have a great website, a compelling website built to convert visitors to leads. More importantly, these leads should turn into booked jobs, which will provide a steady stream of revenue for your business. With a full schedule and increased lead flow, you can keep your techs busy and have the confidence to recruit new techs and expand your business. Generating leads and having the ability to turn them into new customers will provide you with the momentum and the consistent growth that is required to take your shop to the next level. So our ultimate goal is to get the phones ringing and the business booming. If this is the outcome that you desire, give us your undivided attention for the next 30 minutes or so. Okay, so your website really is the hub. If you think about your marketing strategy as a whole, whether it's print ads, Facebook ads, PPC, the reality is everybody, before they convert, which means they pick up the phone, call, or they submit a form, or they start a chat, they're going to wind up on your website. So the website really has to be honed and built to convert. Otherwise, you'll literally be hemorrhaging leads and opportunities. Let's talk about why conversion is so important. Say that you've got 1,500 visitors a month coming to your website via whatever channel it be, SEO, paid search, organic, whatever. So if you look at how many visitors visit the site and then how many actually called or filled out a form, that's about the average. So let's say that your website's not performing that well and it's in the lower spectrum, say 5%. Okay, that would give you around 75 calls or leads. And let's say that your conversion from your lead to book job, or in other words, your conversion rate, that would give you about 75 calls. In other words, your conversion rate from lead to book job is 30%. That would mean you'd have 22 book jobs. And let's just say that our average transaction value, I know this is a little low to go with, but let's just say, it's $450. That would have you generating around $10,000 in revenue for that traffic that's already existing and that's already coming to your website. Let's turn the tables and let's imagine that we could generate an equal amount of traffic without spending so much as another dollar on advertisements or SEO. Let's suppose that we could increase that conversion rate to 15%. In today's session, I'll provide you examples of auto service company websites converting at a rate of 30%. I'll also show you the elements of a website that contribute to such conversions. I'll also show you elements of a website that convert at that level. Let us assume, for instance, that you can increase your conversion rate from 5 to 15% without changing anything. That would generate 225 calls or leads, keeping that conversion rate constant at 30%. That would give you 67 booked jobs. And keeping that transaction the same, 450, got a little bit different outcome here. You'd have 30,000 in revenue, which is a massive increase from 10,000. Therefore, I believe it's crucial to optimize your website's conversion rate, as you can triple your leads and revenue just by focusing on this one vital important task. Suppose that your website is converting at a low rate and you're losing potential customers. In that case, you've got to make some modifications to improve it. And there are numerous ways to accomplish this, all backed by research. That's the part I love about my business. Everything is research. So one approach is to provide a very modern and current website design. When the consumer sees a really modern current website, they just assume the same about your shop. Another method is to get your website to immediately convert better is to provide clear and convincing social proof right on the top part of your website. I'm still amazed at the amount of shops that have great reviews and their web development company have them completely hidden. Additionally, you want to make sure that your website has a sufficient number of calls to action, otherwise known as CTAs, in your homepage and your most important relevant pages. Destin Imports already had traffic. They're up in Destin, Florida. And we helped Tony convert at a higher level, resulting in an increase in revenues of $68,000 a month in his first year. So Tony had to install 2 more additional phone lines and hire another person to take the calls and book the jobs. And this is what he wanted. He wanted growth. You can make more money and book more jobs by optimizing your website's design to improve conversion rates while getting ranked better on Google. You can do them at the same time. On the flip side, if you lack traffic, you still need an excellent website to attract visitors. You can't maximize your revenues without a website set up to convert at a maximum level. Now let's discuss the 12 critical factors that'll help your website convert. I'll talk about this at a real high level, and then we'll go into a quick example. First and foremost, make sure that your website speaks to your target avatar, which refers to your ideal customer that you want to work with. Identifying their fears and frustrations and why they should choose your shop over the competition. This is an important step to take before you build a website. Many auto service shop websites are technically heavy, or they're SEO, I call SEO centric. They're filled with keywords and technical terms. Instead, you have to focus on your customers' problems and what they're looking for. Speak to them through the messaging and the imagery on your website, and this will increase your conversion rate immediately. So think about the messaging on the page itself. The second factor is authenticity. To connect with your customers, use real and authentic images of yourself, your team, your technicians, your building, customer waiting area, etc. Customers like to do business with people that they know, like, and trust. So prioritize effectiveness over aesthetics. Both are important, but effectiveness always overrides aesthetics. A lot of websites use really nice pictures. They're what they call stock imagery. They show a smiling person or a technician in a spotless, jumpsuit holding a wrench. These pictures might look good, but customers want to see the real company behind the website. It's all subconscious, by the way. They want to know that the company can provide quality service, stand behind their word, and they're legitimate. This authenticity will have a big impact on conversion. Something I want to mention here is much of what I'm going over is subconscious. We are subconscious creatures. 90% of everything that we think, say, and do is from the subconscious. Pictures and imagery move us subconsciously. That's why putting the social proof right front and center on your website. As soon as the website loads, instantly within 1 second, the subconscious says, this is a shop I can trust. That's why it's important to do that. When the website loads and they see real authentic pictures of you and your staff, and your parking lot, your team, is subconsciously, it says modern current company that I can trust. The automotive repair industry, unfortunately, is marked with a lot of distrust. So you have to have a website that focuses on that particular aspect to get that trust as quickly as possible. With today's technology, you can shoot a quick video standing in front of your building or on your shop floor is great too. Welcoming visitors to your website. In the video, you can introduce your company, explain how you can help, and mention the areas that you serve. Quick videos like this in your homepage and service pages will improve your conversion rate immediately, and it'll engage with your customers much better. In order to improve your website's what I call stick rate, it's important to incorporate multimedia such as pictures and video. This will encourage visitors to stay longer, and that boosts your SEO rankings because it indicates to Google that your page is relevant and people are staying on the page and consuming your information. So furthermore, multimedia content such as videos of yourself and your services will significantly increase your conversion rates, as visitors will be more likely to contact you and choose your services over your competitors. Consider creating a welcome video on the homepage. This is a really good idea. I've got one on my websites also, as well as videos of each of your services. I know this is time consuming, but if I watch a video on how you guys do brake jobs or why I should choose you for brake jobs over, I'm going to stay on your page longer, even if it's only a 1-minute video. By creating a short video for each one of your services, you could seriously increase the amount of time that people stay on your web pages. This is noticed by Google immediately, and is one of the highest and most important of the 200 various ranking factors that they use. Not only will this help conversions, but it'll also be featured on YouTube, which can boost your SEO rankings there too. So a quick video explaining why a customer should consider you or contact you over the competition can be very effective. Speaking to the customer is a simple but effective way to resonate with potential clients and ultimately convert more leads. Number 4 is, in order to make your website more effective, we should leverage social proof. Now, I mentioned this earlier. I showed it to you on Tony's website. All websites we produce, we take your great reviews and put them in the header. So the second the website loads that you see it. This means that most every potential customer will likely conduct a search to find out more about your business anyway. So they might look at reviews on Yelp or Google. They'll check your average rating and what customers are saying about your services also. So it's important that that social proof be front and center the second the web page loads. And putting Google reviews and text up in the header, that doesn't work. People are visual. They need to see the logo and they need to see the star rating. That has been proven to be most effective. Number 5, you want to make sure that you have the absolute basics in order. I'm going to go over those here real quick. Make sure that your website includes a phone number in the upper right-hand corner of every single page for people to contact you. It needs to be large and it needs to be bold. They've already proven that's one of the stupidest, simplest things that you can do to increase your conversion rate. Everybody has their own preferred communication method, and many people may not want to call, or they just might want to fill out a form and wait for you to call them back. be sure to get back to them within 15 minutes or the lead goes cold. Actually, to tell you the truth, it's 5 minutes. You really need to get back to people with 5 minutes. We have a method for doing that. You can also add credibility factors to your website, such as the Better Business Bureau or any service awards or any affiliations. I urge everybody to become a member of the ASA, AMRA, the AMRA, Automotive Maintenance Repair Association, MAT, Motorist Insurance Program, does the same thing. AMN, you really need to be with Automotive Management Network, phenomenal group to belong to. For less than the price of a lunch per month, you can have these badges on your website. The consumer, they don't know what the heck they are. They just see these badges that you belong to these affiliations and associations, and subconsciously, it provides them more trust over the last website they just looked at, which is your competitors, because they're not keeping up with the latest trends like you are. Number 6, it's also crucial to have clear calls to action. I mentioned it earlier, but they need to tell visitors what to do next. And instead of just writing about your services, you should include specific calls to action, such as click here to schedule service or call us at this number for more information. At the end of every block of text, there must be a clear call to action, or as it's known in the industry, a CTA. It's also a good idea to offer special promotions or coupons to encourage people to use your services. And I know what a lot of you guys and gals are saying, couponing, no. But you know what? It has been proven effective to get first-time visitors in. Year after year, they do their research. It comes out the same. I don't even know if they're doing it anymore. A special offer to get a first-time visitor in works really well, by the way. 8 is another important factor to consider is mobile optimization. So you got to be under a rock not to understand that we are in a mobile-first world. So we do not develop websites for a desktop or laptop. We develop websites for phones. And then, by the way, they happen to work on desktops and laptops. Phone is a mobile computer. That's what it is. People call them phones. It's really not a phone. It's a mobile computer. 70% of all traffic auto service companies' websites come from mobile devices. Your website needs to be optimized for mobile viewing. Number 9 is incorporating a live chat function on your website. This is one of the most powerful ways to immediately increase your revenues. In recent years, there's been a shift towards customers preferring text-based communication. And guys and gals, God gave me 2 ears and a mouth for communication, not fingers, but there are about, 20% of the population, as the statistic says, that they want to send a text. Wait till you get the text like, can you fix my car? You'll get them, I promise. But anyway, what it does is it opens the dialogue. It gets the conversation flowing with that person. What kind of car do you have? Why don't you get on a phone call with us? And then you get on a phone call with them and then you book the job. You guys get it, all right? Number 10 is we want to give them the option to book online. The technology exists now with most shop management software programs where you can, show your schedule online. If you are not booking online, you can expect a 10 to 20% increase in your book jobs just by putting online booking on your website. That is guaranteed. And by the way, that's across all industries. I don't care if you rent out canoes in Tennessee. You put online booking on your website and your revenues will go up 10 to 20% immediately. Just doing that one thing. Number 11, site speed. Oh man, that's one of the first things we do is we take a look at our clients when they call us and ask about our service. One of the first things we do is we look up their site speed. The average website takes 14.7 seconds to load. Google wants it to load in 3 seconds. Site speed matters, and it matters a lot. If they click on your site and it doesn't load extremely quick, when they're on 3G or when they're out in their backyard, it's going to hurt your conversion rates. Guaranteed. It's also going to hurt your SEO rankings because Google loves speed. That's why we host all of our clients on dedicated private servers. Speed. Last but not least, we want to engage via SMS, phone, and marketing automation. We're thinking about how to maximize conversion, not just from visitor to lead, but from lead to a book job. We want to make sure that we're putting some automations in place. I mentioned this briefly earlier, but lead follow-up automation software is the hottest ticket in digital marketing today and getting websites to convert at a much, much higher rate. When someone calls and we miss the call, they'll receive a text message. If they fill out a form with their contact details, we follow up in 5 minutes via phone, SMS, and email. And it's all automatic. It's important to follow up quickly because leads that aren't followed up within 5 minutes tend to go to a competitor. You can automate the speed of your follow-up and multiple touches, which helps you book more jobs, period. We call it speed to the lead advantage, the speed to the lead advantage. And most automotive service businesses, they're missing this, which is great for you because when you're the one that's not missing it, you are the one that's getting the book jobs. Successfully implementing just this one thing will significantly increase revenues over a year's time. So what is the most critical element of the overall success or failure of your marketing? It is whether your website is optimized to convert. The average conversion rates for automotive service businesses are between 3 and 5%. Now, the example that I'm going to show you is extraordinary. And people say, oh, no, you can't get websites to convert at over 20%. The principles and techniques that I'm showing you in this workshop are not common knowledge. The psychological research on how to climb into the mind of the consumer and build immediate trust when a web page loads to get these kind of conversions is out there on the internet, but it's not easy to find. We belong to a mastermind group of 250 agency owners in the United States. And that's it. And we meet 3 times a year in Miami, and we share all of our information with each other. It has been the biggest boon for our company and our clients since we belong to this group. Website design schools, they don't teach the psychology behind how to get people to convert or buy from websites. They just teach design and navigational flow. So big difference. I want to take a look at another website. It's Man Cave, Colorado. As you can see, 1,317 total visitors, 934 of those are first-time visitors on the website with a conversion rate of nearly 27%. Once again, this is not typical, but these numbers are achievable. And you might be asking, how do I get my website to convert like that? I do have a resource for you guys. We have a cheat sheet to go along with this webinar. You don't do anything in this webinar, but download this checklist and go over it. This checklist took us a year to put together. It is all of the things that all of the shops that are 50, 100, 270 locations, what do they all have in common? What are they doing digitally on the internet? It's on this list. Download it, check off what you know that you've nailed. Yeah, we got this. Yeah, we got this. Oh, what is that? Okay, let me get, we got this, we got this. Whatever you can't check off on this list, there is your digital to-do list, all right? So download that. You need it, promise. The next important thing is really making sure that you're jumping on those opportunities and converting them into book jobs at the highest level possible. So building trust, as I said, is imperative. I don't want to repeat too many times, but I really want to drive this point home. Doing it through a website that has social proof, front and center, mentions of national organizations where your company's mentioned on. We do press releases, authentic imagery. It all screams subconsciously to the consumer that you're the place to do business with. Leveraging social proof is imperative in today's digital world. As you can see, once again, here's Destin Imports. We put their great reviews front and center. His old website, he didn't have any of his reviews on it at all. There are a lot of ways to leverage social proof. Now, one way is how long you've been in business. Another way is the Better Business Bureau. Northwest Collision has been in business 65 years. Very few companies have their reviews right front and center in the top loading part of their website, and that's imperative. So this is the 3rd time I've mentioned it, so it's the last time I'm going to mention it. It needs to be there. But you can also have reviews on other key pages, sending a constant reminder that you're a great shop to do business with. This is an action workshop, so I'm providing information that you can implement right away, okay? So why don't you pick 3 things that I've went over that you could immediately write down and say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get this done, and we're going to move forward, and we're going to change. The problem I'm seeing, you guys know the old saying, keep doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. What's that definition of insanity? So the problem I'm seeing, and we've been in business since 2009, is that 50 to 60% of your inbound leads go unconverted. The average rate is 20 to 50% nationwide. These are people that are in your service area looking for the services you offer. They leave unconverted. The other things we see is that almost 90% of web forms fail to convert. Our team usually mystery shops this before a sales call. So if you do a digital deep dive with us, you can bet your bottom dollar we're going to go on your website and we're going to fill out a form and see how long it takes for you to respond. Just thought I'd let you know, most don't ever get back to us at all. You really need a person that's focused on answering the phone by the 3rd ring and responding to chats. So we can show you how to do that. It's really easy. It's not as hard as you think it is, I promise. Here's why I really think that lead conversion is the big issue. Leads that don't get followed up within 15 minutes go cold. The average customer today needs to be touched 5 to 7 times before booking. Specifically, I'm talking about those customers that didn't convert right there on the call. Most shops only take the initial call booked. That's it. If the customer calls in and says, hey, put me on the schedule, you book them. If they didn't book right away on the call, there's no one calling them back or following up using a tracker to see if they're still interested in getting their issue resolved. This is where lead automation follow-up software comes in. So most shop owners leave most of their potential book jobs on the table. Lastly, most of today's consumers prefer to interact via text message versus phone call or email. So here's the solution. Marketing automation now exists where you can leverage automation to follow up with your forms in 2 minutes. Every single form that comes in can have automation set up So as soon as they submit the form, they immediately get a text message. Hey, we're in receipt of your request and someone will get back to you shortly. And then you call them back within a few minutes. How it works is you'll get a phone call and it'll say, you have a lead, press 1 to connect now. Press 1 and it dials out directly to the person who just submitted that form. It's a very unique system. Remember, many of today's customers would prefer to interact via text than phone or email for that matter. One thing we can do with automation is to catch unconverted leads, such as those who didn't respond to your email or didn't book right away. We can set up automation to check in with them tomorrow, saying something like, hey, you expressed interest in blank. Do you still need help with that? Or, hey, thanks for contacting Bob's Auto Repair, or thanks for considering Bob's Auto Repair for your automotive needs. Just a friendly little textual reminder. When people get that on their phone, they're like, oh, what? They called in yesterday and asked about some service. Now today they get a message on their phone reminding them, oh, that's right, I need to call them back. From there, you can send follow-up messages and even schedule a time for them. This automatic touching can continue until they either book or tell you they're no longer interested. If you had this automation in place with every lead that was followed up within 5 minutes or less, and every unconverted lead was touched by phone, email, and especially text at least 5 times, would you convert at a higher level? Yes, because guess how many shops are leveraging follow-up? And the money is in the details. The money is in the follow-up. If somebody calls you and both lines are busy, that customer will immediately get a text saying, hey, thanks for calling Bob's Auto Repair and considering us. We got your number. We'll call you back in just a couple minutes. Both phone lines are busy right now. Some sort of a message right away. And then you get a ping on your phone on a special app that we have on your phone that lets you know that somebody called and you weren't able to get the call. Now you can call them back right away. These small advantages, you want to talk about over a year's time or a month's time, the amount of additional revenues it brings in, it's amazing. Remember our early examples, just a few tweaks to how your website is set up and how you conduct your lead follow-up will have major dramatic changes in your revenues. Do you want to make every lead that comes in more valuable? The way to do that is through a website that converts by utilizing marketing automation. So let's get some of these changes implemented for your shop. You guys are running a business, so if you are looking for someone to work with, you can schedule a discovery call with us. We don't work with everybody. We found that it's not a good idea, so we do a quick discovery call to find out what your goals are and see if we're a fit. If we are, we'll do what's called a digital deep dive, where you will know more about your top 3 competitors in your market than they do. That's the kind of digital deep dive that we do. So anyway, is your website optimized for conversion? Are you thinking about your website from the perspective of your target audience? Are you using real authentic imagery? Are you using video multimedia elements such as, welcome video and videos for your services, as well as a video explaining why someone should choose your shop? Are you leveraging social proof? Do you have clear calls to action on your homepage and all of your main pages that will drive more conversions? Are you leveraging special offers or incentives? Is your website mobile optimized? Are you using the latest, which is transitional video slider mobile responsive technology? Do you have a live chat? Are you utilizing this incredibly successful method of bringing in new business? Your prospective customers, can they book online? Remember the industry-wide statistic, companies that start online bookings, doesn't matter what kind of business they are, see an average increase of 10 to 20% in revenues. That's pretty significant. Is your site optimized for load speed? Is it loading in 3 seconds or less on a mobile device? And do you have a report from Google that shows you that? Kind of important. Are you utilizing the latest in SMS and phone marketing automation so you don't lose these valuable leads? So once again, 3 things. I just went over a dozen. Write down 3 of them that you can implement right away. When I was in the live webinar, as if you wanted to talk, let's post, less chat. But why don't you just give us a call or go to our website and fill out the form there. Like I said, the most valuable way that you can get interaction from us, from our company, is to do that discovery call to see if we might be a fit for your company. And then, like I said, we follow a very solid 8-step digital method. And we use a 3-tiered approach, which is a website built to convert digital marketing growth program to get your shop ranked higher on Google while conducting paid ads to drive immediate revenues. Once again, there's that checklist link. Please go ahead and download that. That checklist, if you just utilize this checklist, it's going to make a big difference. I've actually had shop owners tell me that checklist that we created changed their life because they didn't know what they were supposed to be looking for or what they weren't. So anyway, I really appreciate your valuable time today. If you have any other questions, go ahead and contact us. We're not hard to reach. It's autorepair.seo.com. Thanks. Have a good day.